And I want to talk to you about tactical flashlights, not the flashlight itself, but the different types of on-off switches that the tactical flashlights have. And we've got about 4. There's different types of switches, but the basic ones are the slide switch, the push-button switch, the toggle switch, and the squeeze pad switch. And since I've got video running right now, as I read these off again, let me show you what they are. Here's a tactical light, but it's got the slide bar that turns it on and off. You push it from the left to the right, from the right to the left. Then you have the push button switch. You got the long flashlight here with the push button in the back. You push the button and nothing happens because the battery's dead. Okay, but you push the button and it works. Then you have the toggle switch. The toggle switch you turn up and down like a seesaw. One way is a permanent on, the other way is a temporary or a strobe light on. And then we have the squeeze pad switch. Basically, if you got the light on your handgun or rifle, it's got a wire coming out with a squeeze pad that you can squeeze it when you want to use it. So those are basically the different types of on-off switch. Now, in my humble opinion, some tactical lights should not be put on some types of guns, while other tactical lights should not be put on others. And here's why. Pistol light rails are under the slide of the gun. If you're looking in the video again, I've got my simulator Glock 17 here, and the light rail is right underneath the barrel. Okay? A slide switch tactical light is okay, except for one aspect of its design. When laying the handgun down, there's a good chance that the slide switch may be touched and turn the light on by accident and kill your batteries without you even knowing it. And when it comes time to use it, in case of emergency, well, you have no light. So if you look at this flashlight here with the on-off switch being the slide switch, and if I put the gun down on its side, it may bump that switch into the on position, and then your battery dies and you don't even know it. So although this is a very bright light for a very good cost, its only flaw would be its on-off switch, which is a slide bar switch. A push button that is on the back of a light won't work for a pistol either, since the trigger guard of the pistol gets in the way. So if I try to push the button here, there's no way for me to get my finger to the push button to turn it on. So that's not going to work for that. A toggle switch, however, is perfect for a handgun. If you'll notice, I'm putting the toggle switch flashlight on the simulator. And when I'm holding the weapon, I can manipulate my fingers to turn the light on and turn it off, enable me to have a free hand. So the toggle switch is perfect for a handgun. Since your fingers are very close to the switch, you can easily manipulate the light, touching the toggles with the that stick out on either end. You can turn the light on temporarily by tapping the toggle, or turn it on completely by tapping the toggle switch the other direction. Now, a toggle switch on a tactical light being used for a rifle is not good, because the toggle switch can be accidentally bumped when you don't want it to be bumped and give away your position. So if I'm holding my weapon and my tactical light's up here for me to manipulate, but it has no protective covering over the switch, and I hit a tree limb or something, it may bump the light on when I don't want it to be on. So a butterfly switch light for a rifle, in my opinion, is not good. A slide switch on a rifle has the same problem as the handgun. It can be accidentally turned on. So the best light for a rifle, in my opinion, is the push button switch or the squeeze pad switch. They both give quick access to the turning on of the light, but you can maintain full control as to when the light goes on. Now, all this I've said is not written on the packaging of any tactical light. This is all learned by trial and error. As much money as I spent on lights, I can tell you there has been lots of errors. So before you waste your money in buying on the wrong tactical light, be sure to check out this video on the website and go to aaronsgunshop.com. And remember, you got the slide on and off switch, you've got the button switch, you've got the toggle switch, and then you've got this squeeze pad switch. So take a look at it. This is a very brief video, but at least it gets you started. So if you like one over the other, you can go study it via YouTube, Google it, whatever, and you can start learning what might be best for your particular weapon. So that's it for the product demo. Moving on to the gun training demo. And since we have the flashlights here, I wanted to show you a little trick on how to use a flashlight. I drew a diagram for you too, because that's the kind of guy I am. I'm always giving. You can see in the video here, I'm showing a picture of a handgun with a tactical light attached to the bottom of the light rail. And in my drawing, I have a dotted line coming out of the barrel. The dotted line out of the barrel where the X is the direction or the flight path of the bullet as it comes out of the barrel. When the light is on, you know how when there's the light on, you can see the cone of light as it goes down range? Well, the yellow highlighter here represents the cone of light. The orange line with the ball at the end represents that bright beam in the center of that cone of light. Now, if you study this and know this, you'll realize that the center beam, the brightest part of the beam, the center, will be directly under your bullet flight path. So let's give an example here. I've got my gun here with the flashlight on it.
You're welcome to turn off the light.
Well, Paul's telling me to turn off the light. Let's try that out. Paul, thank you very much. Can we see this? Oh, there we go. Okay, let's get it on camera. There we go. I've got the light on. If you look in the video, everybody, you're going to notice that the outer perimeter is not as bright as the interior perimeter of the cone of light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on permanent. You'll notice the center part is brighter. So when I go to shoot the gun, you can't even see, it's too bright. The laser is hitting right about here. And that's going to be just about an inch above where the center cone is. So here's the illustration. If you're in your house or something, or outside in the street, and you've got a gun with a flashlight on it, the most common comment is, well, won't they know where you are if you got your flashlight on? Well, yeah, they're going to know your basic area. But there's different ways and different techniques. One's like moving the flashlight all the time, and that's like a gun's in one hand, a flashlight's in the other, but it occupies one of your hands. So that's why I don't really like having a gun and a flashlight. I want the flashlight on the gun. Or you can hold the gun away from you or get a little bit of cover. But if you can see the threat and you're behind some type of barricade, and you can put the gun around the corner, and we'll illustrate it here with this microphone while you're looking on the video. I'm on this side being protected, but I can still see the threat. I don't want the threat to know where I am exactly. He has a general idea, but what I'm doing is I'm bringing the gun to the other side of the barricade, and I know that the bullet impact is going to be right about center of where the brightest part of the beam is. So if I project that bright beam onto the threat, when I see the brightest part of the beam on him, I know that if I go to pull the trigger, that bullet path is going to line up about either dead center or about an inch or two above the center beam of the flashlight. So what's happening is I can be out here and take the shot and be totally undercover, and he may return fire at something that a light, and I'm not even there. So that's a great little trick to know about how the flashlight works on your handgun. Once again, let me show the picture, the illustration. The bullet flight path comes out of the barrel and goes down to the target. When the tactical light is turned on, it causes a cone of light. And in the center of the cone, it will be the brightest beam, and that goes to the center of the cone of light. The brightest part of the beam is directly underneath where the bullet path will impact. Okay? So if you know where the bullet path is and the light beam is, you know you just put it on the target, and you should have a good hit while staying under cover.